your seat right, please. Thank you. It said for every 2 minivans, there were 5 not minivans. I'm going to use an O for other. And then it said, so there were a total of 161 vehicles in the parking lot. Are you with me? You remember that?
Yeah.
All right. Part or whole?
Part.
Whole.
What number?
7.
So 161 total vehicles.
7 and 160.
Part or whole?
Whole.
Whole. So is it going to go right here?
Yeah.
Okay. So this number times that is going to equal this, right? So while I could draw my 7 boxes here, we already know the relationship on this one. What are we going to have to do with the 161 and the 7 to be our constant? Divide what?
7 into 61.
161 divided by 7.
And that's 2, and that's 14, and you get 2
3.
Awesome. Okay. So now what do I do with the 23? We know now that the constant is 23. How's that going to help me solve the problem, Arlo?
Well, we know that we put 23 in each. Well, we put 23 in one of the boxes for each of the ones like minivans and other vehicles.
Mm-hmm.
23. Well, 2 times 23 equals
2 times 23.
equals
2
46.
times 23
46.
Okay.
3.3 equals 46.
So 2 times my constant equals 46. And 5 times my
23.
constant
Is 115.
equals 115. Now, let's see how you're doing. You don't want last class out, do you, right?
No.
Okay, so remember this. Remember this.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it holding up?
Yes.
Here's my A and my B and my constant and my C and my D.
That means that 46 and 115 are equivalent.
Did you find it? Okay. All right. So we have our C down there being our constant, which is the 23, times the A. What was our A?
2.
So this is going to be 23 times 2 equals our 46.
Yeah.
What's this one going to be? If I substitute in for the C, what number goes in? 23 times what's B?
Times 5 is 115.
115.
Okay, and that is my D value. All right? So watch this. A to B equals C to D, right? Part to part equals part to part. How did we get that new equivalent ratio, Travis?
You multiplied the constant times the 2 numbers.
Remember that definition? To get an equivalent ratio, you take both numbers in your original ratio and you multiply it by your constant and you get your new equivalent ratio. Now, where some of y'all are falling off and getting confused,
Well, I was just simplifying something.
oh, I was just looking your direction. I wasn't accusing you of it. What is this the number representing?
7 and
whole.
Whole. Whole to whole. It also has this number times this number equaling that number. Okay? So don't let that slip by you. Are we good?
Yeah.
So the answer is 115 and 116.
So the question was,
How
if
many
there are
not?
161 vehicles in the lot, how many of them are not minivans?
46.
Careful.
No.
What does this stand for?
Moderate.
Minivans, and what does this mean?
Other.
Other. Which one is not minivans?
115.
115. So the other is the 115. Now, could you turn this in and I could figure it out?
Yeah.
Yes, but is that how we want to do it? At the end of the year, those tests, you've got to tell specifically what's your answer. And Miss Griffin and I both would just really love it if you would write in a full sentence. There are 115 other vehicles. Okay? Ms. Eddings, I want you to grade this sentence right here. But I want you to see all my work. Can you just give me the answer in the work?
No.
Okay.
Wait,
Now
no.
you could
You
look
have to
up
put the sentence.
to somebody else.
Right. I don't have to carry that if you're doing that, right? All right. So we've got some problems. Because we want to be experts on this, right? Because our next lesson is going to require us to know it. Is that yours?
Yeah.
No?
What I did on that one was
Take one and pass it down.
I did 46 instead of 100.
I don't remember what I did on that question.
No. One, add that.
All right. Here's what I'm expecting. Okay? I'm expecting you to try these on your own. And then if you struggle, you've got a face partner, shoulder partner, or a table mate to help you with it, as well as myself. But I want you to try it first. Use the algorithm. Start with your ratio. Don't forget those labels.
Okay, so first you're going to draw your tape diagram, right, Hannah? Yeah. Okay, so let's draw some tape. I like the way you're doing that, Nita. Okay, let's read the problem too. Okay. Last summer at Camp Okie, the ratio of the number of boy campers to the number of girl campers was 8 to 7. If there was a total of 195 campers, how many boy campers were there? Okay, 8 to 7 is our ratio. So, what do we need to do? Okay. 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5. I like the way you're being neater. Uh-oh.
It's split in half.
Let's go ahead and split that in half to make it work. Now let's count again.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay, the boys are, it's 8 to 7.
It's the boys.
8 to 7, the boys are more. Because the boys was first.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Okay, we've done 8.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay. Does that one need to be as long?
No.
Okay. Could we go ahead and put our ratio 8 to 7 up here?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, there were 195 total campers. Okay. So, if there's 195, that's your whole group, isn't it?
Yes.
So let's put your whole number over here. Okay. How many groups do we have, Hannah? It's up there in the tape.
8.
How many people? So how many is that?
8 times 7.
Think about that. There's 8 pieces of tape here and 7 pieces.
15 divided by
Hold it. So there's 15, right?
Oh,
Okay.
plus the count
There's
together.
15 total. Okay. Now, so here's a total over here, just like she did up there. Just write the number 15, Hannah. Okay. Is this a part or a whole?
Whole.
It's a whole. Is this a part or the whole?
Whole.
How are we going to figure out how much each box is worth?
It'd be worth 15.
No. There's 15 boxes. How are we going to figure out
We're gonna divide.
Okay, so let's write the problem down. 195 divided by 15.
Now we're gonna do
Okay. How many times will 15 go into 19?
1.
Okay, put it above the 9. 1 times 15 is?
15.
Okay. Now subtract.
And then take away 5 will be 4.
Mm-hmm.
Then bring down to 5.
Yes, ma'am. And you've got a new division problem.
45.
15 into 45. What can you multiply 15 by to get close to 45? 2 times 15. 15 and 15. How much is that?
25.
No, it's 30. So is that 45?
4.
Okay, 4 15s. If 2 15s were 30, 4 15s are going to be 30 and 30. So that's going to be 60. So how many 15s?
3.
Put 3 up here. What's 3 times 15?
3 times 15. 45.
Okay, put that down.
Wait, what is this? 45.
Subtract. Okay, so how much is each box worth?
45.
What's your answer?
13.
13. Each box is worth 13. Let's do that.
Thanks, Blake.
Yep. Anytime.
Okay, for the boys, how many 13s do we have? How many?
Wait, what?
How many 13s do we have for the boys?
8.
8. So to figure out how many boys are there, what would we do?
8 times 13.
Okay. Why don't you put the bigger number on top?
And then we're gonna 19 times.
Should be 24.
4, carry your 2.
And 8 times be 8. Now 10 be 104.
So how many boys were there?
104.
Okay.
That's not right, boy.
Now how are you going to figure out how many girls were there?
13 times 7.
Okay, where are you going to write that?
So it'll be 21. 7, 8, 91.
Mm-hmm. So that's how you do it. And what's this diagram called? We say they're pieces of
Tape.
they're pieces of tape. That's a tape diagram. Okay, let's look at the next one. This is kind of long.
Yeah.
The student factory radio is a small college. It's 17-3.
So how many students?
17 to 3.
17 to 3. The total of students and faculty is 740. How many faculty members are there at the college? Okay, so how are you going to fix that ratio first? Let's write 17 to 3 down here.
Times 19. 8 times.
No, let's write it like a ratio, sweetie. 17 to 3. Okay.